Hi, I'm Karen, and I'm ready to do 45 minutes of yoga with you. So this will be a yoga flow that incorporates some really good deep hip stretches in particular today. But we always touch on the shoulders and the chest and the upper body. Your hamstrings will get a good stretch. All around your middle, your sides are going to get a good stretch as well. And we work on that deep breath. So your breath is going to be your most important thing today. So anytime you find your mind distracted, which it happens to everybody, so just so you know, there's nobody that it doesn't happen to. But all you do is you notice, okay, my mind's wandering, bring it back to your breath, and then notice the sensations in your muscles. Where are you feeling the tightness? And try to dissolve that with your exhale, okay? Bringing that inhale, so your rib cage and diaphragm expand on the inhale, deflate on the exhale, bringing the oxygen to the muscles that need it, and then letting go of the tightness with your exhale. Okay, so anytime that mind wanders, remember why you got here today. Remember why you carved out this time for you and your flexibility and your balance. It's good for posture. It's good for breath. Even get a little strength in there because we move as we flow from one foot pose to the next. You are going to listen to your body today. And there's not two people that have the same experience in a yoga practice, even if it's the same class. So that means that you rest at your knees when you need to, that you modify the pose when you need to, but you also increase your flexibility and challenge yourself. Only you know what that feels like, okay? So that's why it's real important to just focus on this present moment and put everything else to the side. The other thing you'll want to know is that this is a Zoom class that I videoed. So when I'm facing the camera, which is only for a couple things today, and I say left and right, either do what you see me doing or what you hear me saying, but we always are even and get both sides, okay? So enjoy this yoga practice. This is just for you. Shut out everything that would distract you and try to just give this gift of yoga to yourself today. Here we go. Well, welcome to yoga. So glad you guys are here with me today. We're going to actually start lying on our back on the mat. You're going to bend those knees. I'm going to scoot this back just a little bit. There we go. So we're going to start on our back. You're going to allow those arms to come out to your side. Those feet are far apart. And those knees just kind of fall in towards each other. And we're going to take our first few breaths in this position. So let's let that belly expand as you inhale and deflate as you exhale. Let's really try to bring ourselves to this present moment. Try your best to put everything to the side. You want to have the best yoga practice that you can today. And that's going to happen the best if you just bring your attention to your breath. Remember the whole reason that you came to yoga today. And really to focus on the sensations that we'll feel in our muscles. So that we don't get hurt. And so we can get the most out of your practice this morning, today. So if your eyes were closed, go ahead and open those eyes. And I want you to go ahead and start to shift those knees side to side. So with our arms out to our sides, we're just going to shift those knees to one side, look in the opposite direction, and then very slowly switch. So you're alternating back and forth, and those knees are far enough apart to where you can press that back knee down and really feel a good hip stretch as you do that. Looking in the opposite direction of those knees. And let's do that one more time on each side. Good. Go ahead and walk your heels towards your fingertips. And let's lift up into that bridge and hold those hip bones up towards the sky. This is a nice place that you can notice whether you're belly breathing or not. So the rib cage and diaphragm should expand as you inhale, deflate as you exhale. Let's lower those hips down. Then one more time, press those hips up to the sky. Such a good stretch for our hip flexors where those quadriceps connect in and they can get very tight, wreak havoc on our low back. Let's lower those hips down. And let's go ahead and roll into your right side. Your right arm is your pillow and you're going to pull your left heel to your back side. Press that knee down and feel that nice left quadricep stretch. Pulling that left heel towards your back side and pressing that left knee down. Now we're going to keep going ahead and holding on to that left leg, left foot. And we're going to rest on the right side of the face, looking to your left. And you're just gently pulling that left heel to your back side, enjoying that nice left quadricep stretch. Our quadriceps work very hard as we do a lot of different things, a lot of exercise during our week. So let's go ahead and let go of that left foot. And let's come into Sphinx here. So we're going to come under our forearms and just gently pull that chest forward, lifting the top of the head to the ceiling. So you're not looking up or down. That head's just in neutral. Then we're going to lower down, bring our hands underneath our shoulders and lift into up dog. Open up the chest. So I want you to focus not on falling into the shoulders and the wrists, but lifting the top of the head up and pulling that chest gently forward. Then let's shift back, take our knees apart, big toes together, and rest in child's pose. So in child's pose, you want the middle of your chest to surrender towards the mat. And I want you to think about just relaxing from your shoulders all the way down to your hips. So everything in that middle is just completely relaxed at this point. And then we're going to tuck our toes under and come to down dog. So those hips are about, feet are about hip width apart, so they're not farther, just hip width apart. And let's roll some weight out of the heel of the hand a little bit more towards our knuckles. Allow the top of the head to sink towards the mat and really relax your quadriceps, so the front of those thighs. And on your exhale, let's walk or softly jump those feet to your hands. And let's glance up, lift your tailbone, reverse swan dive up, standing back bend. And we're going to go ahead and take your right arm down, keeping those feet together. Left arm reaches and those right fingertips walk down your leg. Right hand's going to grab that left wrist, just gently pull. And as you keep your head rested, see if you can press that left foot into the mat. And deep breath in, lift up. Exhale a little bit deeper, same side. And let's come on up to the front of the mat again. Standing back bend. Look past those fingertips, come on down. Let's glance up, lift the tailbone, lunge back one foot and then the other. And keeping your abs strong, knees down whenever you need to. Your chest leads to bring yourself all the way to the mat. Now come to up dog. Again, open the chest. We're not collapsing into the wrists and shoulders. We're lifting up. And we're going to come to down dog, but a push up here is optional, completely up to you. So as the head hangs down, let's take turns bending one knee and then the other. And then let's come to those hands and knees. Let's arch up into a nice cat stretch and glance to the ceiling. Now let's go ahead, keep our hips in the air and come down to those forearms. And I want you to rest your forehead on the mat and walk your fingertips out so the underarms and the middle of the chest surrender to the mat. And then coming back onto hands and knees, we're going to roll into our left side so that that left arm is your pillow. And we're going to go ahead and bring that right heel to your backside. So let's press that right knee towards the mat as we breathe. Remember your belly breathing, letting that rib cage and diaphragm expand and contract with each and every breath. And now continuing to hold on to that right foot, we're going to roll into our stomach. We're going to look to our right, so resting on the left side of the face. Continue to pull that right heel to the back side. Good right quadricep stretch here. And at the end of your exhale, let's release the foot. Let's glance forward, palms underneath your shoulders, and lift into up dog again. So open that chest and lift the top of the head up. Feel free to do a push-up, just an option, and down dog. Top of the head sinks. We're not going to have a lot of weight in the heel of our hand. Roll some of that towards your knuckles. And relax your legs. Relax your quadriceps and your feet. Exhale, let's walk or softly jump those feet to your hands. And let's glance up, lift that tailbone, reverse swan dive up. Standing back bend. Good, we're gonna bring that left arm down. We're gonna keep our feet together. Right arm reaches up and our left fingertips walk down the leg. With your left hand grabbing the wrist, gently pull and just rest the head, lengthening down your right side. Deep breath in, lift. Exhale a little bit deeper, same side. Press that right foot nice and deep into the mat. And let's go ahead and come back to the front of the mat. Standing back bend. Look past the fingertips, come on down. As we look up, lift that tailbone, lunge back one foot, and then the other, you're in your plank. We always want to make sure the wrists are below your shoulders. Okay, if they're out here in front, that's not going to be good for your shoulders and your wrists. Come on down nice and slow. Nice up dog. Open that chest and push up or not, and then come to down dog. Deep breaths, head sinks down, quadriceps relax. And we're gonna bring our right toes up to the ceiling. Walk those hands back so the nose is towards your left knee, and then very gently swing through. So that right knee is right above the ankle. All right, we're gonna go ahead and float that chest off of the right thigh and come into that crescent lunge. So we're back to the hip flexors. We wanna stretch that left hip flexor by leaning back and tucking the pelvis under. Now let's swing through. Same thing, but we can scoot our left foot back a little farther and really lean back. Now we can bring those hands down, and for prayer twist, we can walk that right foot a little bit to the right. When you need to modify, just place that left knee down, okay? So your left elbow comes to the outside of the thigh, palms together, right elbow up, and we're trying to not shrug our shoulders. Palms are tightly pressed together, and you can take that left heel, push it away from you gently. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. As we slowly take one hand down and then the other and bring that left knee to the mat. Hands on the inside of the foot. We're going to walk our right foot to the right. And we want to be able to sink those hips as far forward as we can. So before you start to bend the elbows, we're going to go ahead and bring our hands up to that right thigh. We're going to sink that left hip flexor forward, straighten the arms, and press our shoulders down. And left forearm on the outside of that right thigh, we're going to look over our right shoulder and slide the right hand to the low back. Now, feel free to stay right here. Feel free to grab the back foot, but if that is too much, if it's stressing you out, just come back to that right hand to the low back. Please remember it's your practice. Do what's right for you. Right knee bends. Deep breath in and out. And exhale very slowly, untwist. Let's bring the hands back to the inside of the foot. And let's bring that right arm and look up to the ceiling. And as we twist, continue to sink that left hip flexor forward. As we bring the hands down, if you'd like to start bending the elbows to come down to the mat, you can. If you've got a book, like a thick book or a yoga block to put your arms on, you can. But otherwise, either stay on your palms or come to those forearms. Chin in your chest, and let's take some deep breaths in and out. Dissolving tightness with each and every exhale. Your best stretch is going to be when the weight's evenly distributed onto both sides. As we slowly come back up, let's bring that right knee to the mat. Keeping those hips in the air, let's come down to those forearms again. Walk those hands out and let the middle of your chest and your underarms sink down towards the mat. Coming back to the palms. Nice cat stretch. Glancing to the ceiling. And let's come back to that plank with our wrists below our shoulders. So letting the abs stay firm and the chest lead as you come down. Nice up dog, open the chest, lift the head. Your push-up or not, always up to you. And then come to down dog. Let's take this chance in down dog to connect with your breath. Relax those knees, relax your quadriceps. Lift those hips in the air. Take our right leg up again. So we're on that same side. Your right leg comes up again. But this time we're going to walk the hands back, bend your right knee, and let that leg hang to your left. Let's actually shift some weight more towards the left hand. And just relax that right leg. Enjoy that outside of that right hip joint opening up, as well as the stretch down your rib cage. And now for pigeon, sliding that right knee between your hands. So let's tuck those left toes under, walk the leg back, and let's open the chest. Let's not let ourselves roll to the right. Let's make sure that that belly button stays facing the mat. And we're going to find the middle of the mat as we walk our hands out. Rest your forehead somewhere. So that could be on your fists. You could use your book or your block, or rest your head on the mat. But either way, think about your inhale flowing straight into the outside of that right hip joint. Dissolving tightness with your exhale. Now let's glance to the right and rest on the left side of the face. And let's take the right hand to your low back and allow those shoulders just to flop. Even wiggle your fingers just a little bit. Try to exhale completely, letting all that breath flow out and take with it any tension. As we slowly untwist, let's glance forward. Take your left fingertips, walk them a little farther away, forehead down, and breathe. And then gently walk it back, opening up that chest and sliding the right knee back. Allow those hips to kind of shake side to side a little bit. And with the right wrist directly under the shoulder, we're going to extend the right leg behind you. Think about abs strong to support your low back as the left arm reaches. You can stay extended, or you can bring that right foot in the air with that left hand reaching around to grab it. Let's lift ourselves out of the right shoulder, take the right toes towards the ceiling, and the top of your right foot presses away from you. Inhale, lift. Exhale, extend. And hand and knee down. With our knees apart, big toes together, let's look up to your right and rotate your wrist. And right hand palm up, threads that needle underneath the left. Rest on the right side of the face. And take those left fingertips, walk them away from you. And then back of your left hand to your low back. Let those shoulders completely relax. Right ear sinking towards the mat as you wiggle your fingers. And let's slowly untwist. Let's come back to those hands and knees and do a nice cat-cow stretch. And let's go ahead and come back to our plank. Wrists below the shoulders, abs are strong. Come on down slow. Up dog. Lift out of your wrists and shoulders and open your chest. Do a push-up only if you want. And down dog. So feet hip width apart. Roll some weight out of the heel of the hand more towards your knuckles. And completely relax your feet. So as those hips are lifting up to the sky, you're not doing it by pointing the toes. We're doing it by lengthening our hamstrings. With our left toes reaching to the ceiling, walk the hands back a little bit, nose towards your right knee, left toes high. As you gently swing through, left knee is right above the ankle. Let's float the chest up and lean back into our crescent lunge. Make sure it's your left leg in front. Let's tuck the pelvis under, get a good right hip flexor stretch as we swing through, lifting the arms up and really leaning back. Good, let's take those hands down. And let's scoot the left foot to the left, getting ready for prayer twist. Anytime you want to modify, put your right knee down. And do make sure the knee's right above the ankle. You don't want this happening. Okay, so just scoot it up if you need to. Right elbow on the outside of your left thigh. Palms together, shoulders away from the ears. Left elbow pointing up as you breathe. Feel that rib cage and diaphragm expand and contract. You can even see if that right knee wants to get a little closer to the mat. And now we're just going to slowly bring one hand down and then the other with the right knee down. Hands on the inside of the foot. Let's pull those hips forward and take a breath. Don't start to bend the elbows to come down just yet. Let's bring those hands to that left thigh. Let's continue to sink the right hip flexor forward, shoulders down, straight arms, chin in your chest. And let's bring that right forearm to the outside of your left thigh. Left hand slides to the low back as you bend that left knee. Now feel free to lift the right foot and grab it, but remember, it is your practice. I want you to do what feels right for you today, not comparing yourself to anyone else. Bending that left knee deep. And slowly untwisting as you're ready. Hands come to the inside of the foot. And before we bend those elbows, we're going to bring that left arm up and twist. Look up to the sky, sinking that right hip flexor forward. And hands down. Now we're going to start bending the elbows, but you also have the option of staying right here in your palms. Completely up to you. See if you can sink down to the forearms. Remember, you can use a block, a yoga block, or a big, thick book here. Chin to your chest, the top of the head's hanging down. Deep breath into those hips. Exhale, dissolve that tightness. Good, as we come to those palms, let's bring that left knee to the mat. And let's allow those hips to shake from side to side just a little bit. Loosening up all the muscles that we're working on right now. So let's come back to our plank. Abs are strong. Let's let the chest lead and come on down. Nice up dog. Open the chest, lift the head. And feel free to do a push-up if you want to, coming to down dog. Top of the head sinks down and feet are relaxed. Let's lift those left toes up to the ceiling again. This time as we walk the hands back, let's bend that left knee and allow it to hang to the right. So you've got more weight in that right hand and that left leg is just relaxed. Opening up that left hip, stretching around the muscles that surround the rib cage. And now pigeon on this left side. Slide that knee between your hands. Let's tuck those right toes under, walk that leg back. Open up your chest and take some breaths. Remember, we don't want to roll to the left, okay? I want you to bring that belly button facing the mat. That's going to be your best stretch. Find the middle of your mat, walk those hands out. Rest your forehead and breathe. So deep breath into the muscles that surround that left hip joint. Exhale, let's really let that tightness go. And glancing left, resting on the right side of the face. Let's take the back of your left hand to your low back. So these are just suggestions. Take them or leave them. You're going to do what's best for you. Getting this increase in your flexibility while you can to allow those muscles to recover. Let's untwist. And let's glance forward. Take your right fingertips a little bit farther away from you. Forehead down and continue to breathe. On your exhale, walking those hands back, sliding that left knee underneath you. And with left wrist directly under the shoulder, we're going to extend your left leg behind you. Not shrugging our shoulders, that right arm is going to reach. Feel free to stay extended, or you can bring that left foot in the air. Right hand reaches around to grab it. We're going to lift ourselves out of the left shoulder, take our left toes towards the ceiling, and the top of that left foot pressing away. Inhale, lift. Exhale, extend and reach nice and long. Hand and knee down. Good, knees apart, big toes together. You're gonna look up to your left and rotate the wrist. And then left hand palm up, threads that needle. Let's rest on the left side of the face and take your right fingertips, walk them away. And right hand to the low back. Allow your shoulders just to flop. Left ear sinking towards the mat, deep breaths. And let's untwist. Let's come down to those forearms, tuck your toes under, and lift those hips up into dolphin. If this is too much, feel free to come to down dog instead. I want you to take your forearms and gently press your body back. Relax those feet. And as you're breathing, if you want to bring the toes just a tad bit closer to your elbows, you can. Press your body back again. Good, coming down to those knees. And bringing that chest up. Clasp the fingertips at the low back. Gently pull those shoulder blades into your back pockets. Open that chest. Chin down. Lift the hands just a little. And one option, you don't have to do it, is to fold forward as you lift the hands a little bit and rest your forehead. And then release those fingers. Rest your arms at your sides and let those shoulders completely just round. And come on up to those hands and knees. Nice cat stretch. Glancing up, and you're going to have a seat at the front of your mat. So let's make sure that our yoga strap is near us somewhere, so we'll be able to grab that when we need it. So shoulders down, we'll come into our boat pose twice today. So abs zip up, we're gonna open that chest, we're not gonna round the back. Let's lift one leg up. If you feel all right to come into boat with both legs, you can. But any point you need to put one or both feet down, feel free to do that. Now exhale, feet a little farther away from you, walk those hands out, sink that chest in. Let's bring it up and pull those heels close to us. Hold on around your toes, shoulders down. Let's lift the head up and gently press those knees towards the mat. And then nose down towards your toes. Deep breaths. Feel the inner thigh and the groin and the back. Get a good stretch. Good. Let's release and come into boat one more time. So you can have one or both feet up. Nice and relaxed shoulders, abs are strong. As you slowly come on back. Hands on those knees, let's draw some circles to massage your low back. And make sure you go ahead and reverse that direction and get that little massage. Take the knees a little farther away from you so you can feel that little massage towards the low back. And now place those feet on the mat. We're gonna place the feet a little farther apart and do one more bridge. So push those hip bones up. Get that nice stretch for the hip flexors, so good for the low back. As we peel that spine down one vertebra at a time. Let's bring those knees towards our shoulders. Shoulders down, and we're going to gently, as we pull the knees towards the shoulders, press the tailbone down towards the ground. Tilting that pelvis a little bit. And release. I'm going to give you the chance to come into plow and then into shoulder stand. If this is not good for your neck or your back, or you're just not feeling it today, feel free to stay here, hugging the knees into the chest and rocking. We'll join you in a second. So you decide how far back you're taking the legs. Do not force anything. Feel free to have the hands here as support like I am, or you can have the hands on the mat. And as you're breathing, let's go ahead and lift our right toes up to the ceiling. Left knee is sinking down towards your forehead. And then very slowly you're going to switch. So try to move as slow as possible. Right knee coming towards the forehead, left toes up. And as we bring both legs up into our shoulder stand, feel free to do a split and just let those legs relax out, just to your own ability. Bringing them slowly back up. And we'll slowly come back towards plow. Remember, you're feeling your way through this, not forcing anything. We're going to roll down slowly with the palms on the mat. Try to have that control through your middle, but keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. As that tailbone comes down, deep breath in and out. Let's come into happy baby. So you're going to hold on to ankles or feet. Soles of the feet facing the ceiling. Your elbows, press those knees apart. Let's rock side to side, just like a happy baby. And either continue to do this or your first two fingers, make a hook with your big toes. Press those heels away from you. Relax the legs out as you breathe. Push the back of the knees away from you, not till it hurts, just a good stretch. And then release. We're going to find our yoga strap and let that left leg come flat on the mat and put your right foot in the strap. Let's let the right leg come out to the right first as you look left. And keeping that left hip rolled to the mat, relax this right leg. So don't try to press it down, just relax it in the strap. You're always looking in the opposite direction of the leg as you gently pull with that right hand. As you exhale, we're going to bring that right leg in the air. We're going to move the strap towards your right heel, wiggle that foot a little bit. Right knee straight, we're gently pulling that leg towards you. And we're going to back away, move the strap towards the ball of your foot. Get a nice flex, gently pull it in. Feel free to roll that foot out or in. Pushing the back of the knee away from you, getting a good right calf stretch. Release. Let's hold the strap with your left hand and let's take it across the body as you look to your right. And we're going to let that right leg just hang in the strap and gently pull. Your exhale pulls just that little bit more. Good. as that right leg comes up, let's go ahead and put both feet in your strap and gently pull towards you, lifting those hips a little bit. And backing away, right leg flat on the mat. Let's take it out to your left. So look right over that arm like a bird's wing. Let's keep that right hip rolled down to the mat and relax this left leg in the strap. Gently pull. As we bring that left leg straight up, relax the foot, move the strap towards your heel, and as you pull the leg towards you, gently push the back of your left knee away. And let's back away. The strap comes towards the ball of the foot. Nice flex. Gently pull it in, and let's figure out if you need to roll the foot out or in by pulling on one side of the strap. Kind of wiggle your foot, not your whole leg, but just your foot. Figure out what's your best left calf stretch. And release. Let's take it across the body. Your right hand holds that strap. Let's look over a left arm like a bird's wing. Relax the left leg. Just let it hang in the strap and gently pull. Your exhale can deepen that stretch just a little bit. And then we're going to release and place that strap down. Lengthen our body from fingertips to toes as long as you can make yourself. And then just slide those arms down towards your sides, resting them palms up or down, whatever's comfortable for you as you close your eyes. Letting those feet flop out naturally. You've found your last pose, total resting pose for today. So I want you to remember it is your resting pose, which means that if you end up needing to shift around a little bit, bend your knees, roll to one side, you're doing what's comfortable and safe for you. And most importantly, what's restful in this position. Because we want to be able to use these last several breaths to our advantage, to allow the rest of your day to flow smoother. So thinking about what you're inhaling to bring peace into the rest of your day, let's pull all that breath to the top of your head. And as you exhale and let go of anything that's stressing you out, especially those things that you don't have control over, feel the breath roll across your forehead and your temples and the back of your head. As the breath rolls across your eyes, nose, and cheekbones, across the back of your jaw and straight down the sides and back of your neck. Feeling the breath flow across the top of your shoulders. Chest is nice and open, and the upper back is released. Feel your breath flowing down your arms, rounding your elbows and straight down those forearms to your wrists, palms and the top of your hand, between your fingers and all the way to your fingertips, gently wiggling those fingers and letting stress and tension just escape through those fingertips. As the breath starts to surround your rib cage, one rib at a time. And roll from your mid-back down to the small of your back. Across your waist and your abdominals. With a deep breath in, allowing your hips and glutes to relax to the mat, along with your quadriceps and your hamstrings, knees, shins, and your calves. Notice the breath around your ankles as it rounds your heels and flows up the arch of your foot and rolls across the top of the foot. Between your toes and all the way to your toe tips. Exhale, just feel the toes gently wiggle. Letting stress and tension and anything negative escape through those toe tips. Noticing that calm peace that surrounds you. And just picturing the rest of your day and all your interactions with others. And imagining how smoothly and peacefully they would go if you chose to bring this calm with you. It's up to you. So let's go ahead and be nice to ourselves coming out of this position slowly. So bending one knee and placing that foot on the mat and allowing the other knee to join it when you're ready. So you slowly roll to one side. Your bottom arm is your pillow. You can slowly start to open those eyes if you're ready. Pressing yourself up to a nice sitting position. With a deep breath in and the arms come up. And exhale, bringing the hands to the heart and surrendering everything in that head to your heart. You guys have a blessed day. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.